You're probably wondering why the mode of the video is the way it is. But on to more serious business, this was me 9 months ago. What you see here is a kid who had no experience in video editing, no knowledge in VFX, but just someone that wanted to create something really cool. Literally. Now, some of those VFX were cool, you have to be honest. Some were funny. Some did not just make sense. And the idea was never for it to be a blockbuster VFX. It was just for me to see if I could recreate what I saw online. And I did all those VFX in Premiere Pro, by the way. In this video, I'm going to reveal to you what I've learned through this entire process. I'm also going to show you possible outcomes you can get even if you're using Premiere Pro. But before we get into anything crazy, let me introduce myself. My name is Michael Osuya, and when it comes to video editing, I take it as seriously as a cat when taking snappy schedule with laser focused dedication and an occasional playful twist. And welcome to the beginning. And without further ado, welcome to the beginning of a new era.
Now, when it comes to creating VFX, wait, what is VFX anyways? VFX stands for visual effects, as in crazy style, Marvel, DC. You get the idea. And there are two things that you need to know to create all this kind of effects. That's the idea and the execution. You have to first know what you want to create. You have to have a picture or a vision, or maybe you watch a film or a video and you saw something really cool and you just want to create something just like that. And this is typically how this kind of scenario usually goes. You see some crazy VFX in the video and you go, oh my god, I gotta just create this. And that's what you eventually do, only to realize that you don't know the one thing about making this kind of videos. That's when the low self-confidence and frustration comes in. This is the point you feel you're not good enough, or you don't have what it takes, or in most cases you did quite do something but it didn't actually turn out the way you thought it would. I got you. Listen, it's perfectly okay to jump into something you found fascinating or felt inspired to recreate, even if you don't know how to create it. It's called learning. No one ever knew they could do something until they jumped right into it and saw what it had to entail. If you're serious about it, you get right into it and discover that there's a huge process that goes into creating all these kind of videos. That's what I learned. So if you have gotten an idea to create something and you're very sure you're going to do it, even though you don't know how you're going to do it, and if you already tried to create something but it didn't quite look exactly as you had thought, then give yourself a tap on the back. You have truly done well. That's the first step, which leads us to the next step, which is the execution. Now, this step has lots of stages, but I'll try to join all of them together to make it as simple as possible. When it comes to execution, it deals with stuff like, how am I going to create this kind of video? What tools do I need? What special software? Stuff like that. Now listen up, because it's about to get really insane. What Marvel, DC, and other creative studios do is to create next to impossible visual effects. This usually involves 100 hours of planning and even checking if it could work, using loads, and I mean loads of equipment. I'm talking robotic cameras, huge green screens, 3D softwares, compositing softwares, and so many others. And it's usually not one person that creates all those really cool VFX you see on screens. It takes an entire community. That's because each individual has their own baseline of knowledge and they'll pair it up with other individuals to create something beautiful. Now, where does that leave an independent visual artist like yourself? Here's the deal. To create VFX, the reasonable option is to use Adobe After Effects, which is a very cool software, by the way. Most of the world VFX community uses After Effects, and I mean, why not? It's a pretty cool software. They pair it up with 3D softwares like Blender or Cinema 4D. Just to add the icing on top of the cake, they use Premiere Pro to just piece everything up. Now, these are not like standard or main software. These are just like my own preferences. There are also specific kind of softwares for specific kind of projects. I'm talking about CGI and all this other stuff. Now, what I used to create those VFX was Premiere Pro. Well, apart from this space downloads, this was actually in Blender. Premiere Pro isn't made for VFX. It's just a really very versatile video editing software. And what I did was use the elements in Premiere Pro to get as creative as I can. There's literally a lot of cool things you can achieve with this software if you are willing to be creative. So will I suggest you try and see what you can create in Premiere Pro? Yes. The goal is to learn as much as you can with the tools you have. Even if it's not Premiere Pro, play around with your editing software and see the cool things you can create. That's one of the reasons I haven't fully indulged myself in After Effects. I believe there's so much things I still need to learn in Premiere Pro, even in the area of amateur VFX. And once I know that, I can fully indulge or transition into the next software. When you try to do things in multiple software without fully having a good understanding of one, especially when they are closely related, then it can be pretty challenging. Yeah, I just made my own quotes. To wrap things up, what I've learned in all my months of doing VFX in Premiere Pro is that you just have to create anything. Don't get discouraged by the laugh you might get in the comment section. Just keep creating, keep getting inspiration, form your own unique ideas, and you'll figure it out eventually. You will also know the right time to transition into the next software. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.